Hello! Welcome back. It's been a fucking minute. Sorry I wasn't speaking for a second. It might have been unnoticeable. But I forgot to check if my fucking mic was connected before starting the waiting room. And it fucking wasn't. I'm glad I checked. In this case, I was just checking to make sure I'd actually gotten the right microphone. I guess making sure is probably the better word. Because I was pretty sure. Because it was. Yeah, hello. It's gonna be back. I'm probably gonna be very fucking rusty about everything. But that's fine. That always fucking happens. God, I'm trying to fucking organize my goddamn desk. No way our streaming is like comfortable. It's always crowded when I do a like chatting stream, really when I'm using my laptop. But that's fine. I'm actually in a weird One of the things I noticed when on my fucking break, which I'm actually starting now because it would be really funny, as I'd gotten the notes finished for all of the like changes to classes in D&D, like all the notes for each what the changes actually were. I'm gonna make the videos, and it surprised me how fast and easy it was. Now that I've like gone past Paladin and for the note side of things, gone past Ranger. So now I'm actually going in and gonna do like the actual script for probably Wizard, I'd think. Because one of the things that's happened, the videos have gone longer over time, which I've not been a huge fan of, but whenever I go to check the old videos, like, oh damn, why is the new one so long? Why? How did I used to do it? Why am I like so much like more concise before? And I just wasn't. Like the old scripts have just as much fucking yapping as the more recent ones, so I have to think that it's just because the new classes or the classes I'm hitting now have more relevant changes that need more context. And with videos that are like 5 minutes long, adding like a minute of context throughout the whole video is a lot. So what even are... I should check how long the fucking difference is. How long the difference is. That's a sentence. Probably my streams and schedules makes it pretty quick to find actual video ones. Yeah, 13 minutes, almost 14 minutes for the fucking Paladin one. Okay, actually it's only 9 minutes for the Barbarian one. Where is Bard? Why does Bard always just disappear? This has happened multiple times. The Bard video just doesn't fucking show up. Why? Is it just not in the playlist? It should still be in the playlist. God damn it. The video's fine. Add to playlist. D&D 5.5 changes. Good. Playlists. D&D 5.5 changes. It's there. Why is the early access one there? From this playlist. Did I remove the short from the playlist too? I probably should. Okay, that should be full video, short. Full video, short. That should just work. Unless I didn't save the changes, in which case I'm fucked, but we're gonna assume I didn't. View full playlist. There it is. So maybe I'm just stupid or something. I don't fucking know how the hell that would happen. What the hell? Even worse, like I needed the fan before streaming started. I just never fucking got around to it. I think it's even louder than it used to be too, which is extra fun. Oh well. Hooray. It's gonna default back to the way it was. It didn't. Damn. Oh. Alright, yeah. Gonna check out and extract the script on it now for like other ones. Because it'd be really funny if the reason the videos have gone longer is just because I needed to put more shit in them. So I look down at... Let's do Wizard. This did not get many changes. That's maybe a note. That's pretty good. Unchanged ritual casting. Yeah, I just fucking cut off. Never mind, I guess I'm not done my fucking notes. I even know what the thing is, though. Oh no. What was I talking about? I love when I can't even tell what my own my own notes are supposed to say. That makes things very easy to understand. You know, evening, Camel. Welcome. Good to see you. Been a little bit. Oh, actually. No, that's not changed. Tomorrow night? Oh no! Wait a minute, did I see a fucking thing saying that the... Oh, did I miss that you were going on a trip at all? This feels like a thing I might know about, but that might be a trip from before. Oh no! God, you know what sucks? Timberborn was actually... I started the schedule with Timberborn being today because it was like, you know, the stream that was supposed to happen last time. But I was like, no, I want to do a chatting stream for the first one back because those are typically lower stress. And it seems that I have fucked myself. I know you're the one who's suffering for this, but... Shut up. Delay a couple times, driving during 66 on his first highway. Okay. When do you get back then? I feel so bad starting Timberborn right after you leave. It's all good. Okay. If you're sure it's not going to be... Well, I guess, you know. If it's just a matter of, like, you're going to be at a hotel as a stop off for your road trip, then yeah, I can actually see why having a stream to, like, pay attention to would not be a bad thing. Okay. Most of them? Okay. I think it's not a matter of like catching them and more be like, at first I'm like, oh, it'd be really inconvenient. But now I am seeing why now it doesn't seem like it would be that much of a problem. I will take your word on it and just blindly trust that it is, like, actually fine. I hear that the trip is actually, like, finally happening. It's probably been delayed a fair bit. So regardless, either drive and watch or walk to the hotel. I think the hotel is better because, you know, not distracted with a fucking goofy ass PNG tuber spider while driving at night. But I know they've not stopped you before. I actually think it has stopped you before. I think you had the co-pilot driving for you. It was make you the co-pilot. Doesn't matter. Okay. Alright, co-pilot texting, driving, usually keys and going at night. God, yeah. That makes sense. It's more so just the, like, a lot of everything surrounding a stream. Right? I think at that point it's more just like ads. I know ads are the biggest problem for me when I'm driving and listening to stuff. To the point where I've taken to just either downloading podcasts from like podcast services, even though they have YouTube channels I normally watch, or getting a YouTube playlist going because my car has like music controls and go back and forth, or rather go up and down a playlist. And switching songs like that means that they give you that doesn't make sense. Yeah, switching songs back and forth. I guess you just do that with YouTube's autoplay too, but better with a PlayStation, you know what you're gonna get. And you just switch back and forth, or I switch back and forth, until I get one that doesn't have an ad. But yeah, just having premium would make that a lot simpler. Give me a heads up if you are going to be on the road for one of those, so that I do not think you are texting and driving. I don't know what the fuck I would do about that, but I'd feel obligated to do something. I'm realizing with these fucking like D&D changes once, my notes are getting more and more in depth, or really just have been getting more and more in depth. So they're a lot more akin to like lines from a video. And I'm realizing OBS is at the perfect height that I cannot keep Discord on screen without covering up my fucking mic volume. There we go. For that, and most of the time you can get a month free as long as you cancel between trips. Gotcha. Ooh, nice. I love giving YouTube not money. That's the worst way of doing that sentence. I love not giving YouTube money. There we go. Take much more script-like notes. I can just fucking use the script. Use the script, use the notes as the script. In many ways. Just snag the first section from Paladin. Yeah, we talked more about what puns are. how have you been? My trip was very good. My break was very nice. But aside from that, I could say more about it. I'm fucking bad at story shit. God damn. How the fuck are you supposed to get onto any conversation topic? This is ridiculous. This language bullshit, I fucking hate it. An eventful appointments, but running all the time. Well, she shouldn't be running all the time with her foot the way it is. I know it's not what you mean, but it was just too easy to not take. Yeah. Normal, not necessarily bad. Hope her recovery's going good. Well, there's a reason why May You Live in Interesting Times was considered a curse. Or at least at one point had been considered a curse. Very intelligently, might I say. That is an excellent fucking phrasing for that one. Sausage just got cleared to walk 2 days ago. Oh, nice! I hate that YouTube's still fucking holding messages for review. I hate that shit so much. God. Yeah, no worries. I'm not going done. I will be here taking test script. Core staff's and folk guy. So I'm not sure if Dave's being a player. Staves. Focus staves. Staves and weapons for players. So staves. Say staff. It's specific. It's specific. It's specifically a quarter staff. What about other possibilities? One I think. I mean, there's a reason why I keep thinking that the issue with the length of the fucking scripts is the fact that I've gotten wordier. Because, God, it kind of feels like I did. But we'll see. Feature now. Which one? Special anymore. Ritual cast now. Cast now. Only change spellcasting. Since everyone can ritual cast now, casting unprepared ritual spells gets one feature. One feature, ritual. And the number of prepared spells. Spells is set number. Set number. That'd be based on lower and kind of wobbles in a way that I really don't understand the point. Because arcane formula is not trivial. Greetings, Shaman. Welcome. Just doing something rough scripting for one of the videos, mostly to just test how long it would be. Because I'm actually of the mind now that the D&D changes ones, because they've been getting longer, and I'm realizing after my break testing out, or rather getting all my notes done for them, I'm pretty sure it's just because the classes have been getting more, well, they've been getting changes that require more words to describe accurately, and therefore the videos have been getting longer because they have more shit in them. I'm making a rough script for one of the ones I haven't done yet, just to see, like, hey, does this fall more in line with the old videos, because it does not need words for it. Like, it is not a long, wordy video for class. It doesn't have changes. While I'm doing that, how have you been? It's been like 2 and a bit weeks. Hope things have been good. Casting negative. Point out. Casting. Casting out, casting out. Got it. That is not written. That is a copy paste I didn't quite finish. For casting. Casting. Everyone now. Ability to cast compare ritual spells. Also got and that is the bit I moved up top. I'll go ahead and Captain Rose feature. Like that. Bueno. Optional. Sure. Optional. Formula. Placing. Rest. One more rest. Third one optional cantrip formula. Nice. Great. Great. Everyone out. Who else gets its own feature? Spells will be changed. Virtual spells. Virtual spells. While changed. Get its own feature. Now, that's its own feature. Then a cantrip on long rest for the third level. Third level optional cantrip formulas. To place cantrip on formula. Cantrip formula and get rest. Also, hold it into base spellcasting. Yeah. Rules. great. Visual casting is available to everyone now. Both casting magical spells while unchanged. Unfeatured. Control depth. Good enough. That is a good enough script. At least for that line. It's not fucking done. Itself is unchanged. Actually unchanged. The spellbook is actually unchanged. It's actually unchanged. Even losing all your unprepared spells, spells if the book is destroyed. Unprepared spells. Including level up. Including ones and leveling up. Even losing all your unprepared spells, including ones from leveling up, if the book is destroyed. Doesn't seem in line with changes to the classes. Honestly, I love this spell. I'm so happy it's done. Classes. Classes. I love it. Just so long as your DM doesn't suck and just looking for an excuse. DM asshole. Oh, looking for an excuse. Enough. Now, scholar feature. Really just filling the space like this. Let's move now placing on here. Add that line, it's a good one. Feature's still thin, much like Fighter Wizard got some much needed meat on them. Some much needed meat. Meat to it. Some more meat to it. Then, much like Fighter Wizard got some more meat. missing one more. But needed desperately, seriously. Why did Boulder get second feature at level 18? That. Five new memorized spells. Swap one prepared spell. Swap out. Swap a prepared spell. Swap out a prepared spell on short rest, making the identity of spell burst making user's identity. Identity. Making wizard's identity spell versatility a little bit more substantial. Also helping to make also helps make wizard's identity spell versatility a bit more substantial. Now wizard waits till level 18. Now wizard can wait. Level 18. Get spell master. Which is how does spell master do? Basically unchanged. Yeah. Swaps. Even how they present. Oh. Oh, that's actually. Here's spellbook. I almost thought went. Swaps. Special spells. That time. Welcome back, Emil. I noticed a detail that I'm not surprised I missed, but still. Ooh, that is subtle. That is so subtle. Really enjoys the fishing background. Hell yeah. Genuinely, it does actually make me, weirdly, it does make me feel better about it and like more confident. It's like, hell yeah. If no one else is a big fan of Skyrim fishing background, one of my fucking regulars' kids is a big fan of fishing background. And that's good enough. The big fish. There are some big fish. That's not a big fish. I don't think so. Be a weird fish if it was. hearing him when I was before. I figured, given that you said the kid should be asleep. But still funny. So fast spells one at a time on my rest. Usable. Usable. Honestly. Usable. And axefish. Like, maybe. I mean, there's swordfish out there. I don't know if there's no axefish. There could be a whole arsenal of fish out there. Usable. Yes. Hammerfish too? Maybe. Actually, don't know. Hammerhead shark. Hammerhead shark! Technically not a fish. However, there's also a sword shark. There's a veritable fish v shark fucking arms race going on. Sharks are fish? I'm gonna double check that because I like knowing that the things I think are true are actually true, but I'm pretty sure they aren't. Are sharks fish? Oh shit! Whales are not fish. I knew that part. Okay, that part is not correct. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of things that are saying, yes, sharks are fish. Some people will believe that sharks are not fish, they're mammals. And clearly they're not fucking mammals. This is why it's important to know why you've heard some things. Oh. Misconception. I think that's what it says. Yes, apparently people think, no, they're too big to be fish. No, they're apparently specifically... they're a group of elasmobrach cartilaginous fish. Which, there's a lot of words. Big ones, too. Especially fish. I think it's fishes. Specifically, which I suppose is technically is correct in this case. Glowing shark channel. Oh yeah. But yeah. Back to apparently the misconception that they're fucking mammals. It actually does remind me of like a framing, I think, that I came up with sort of recently while I was on my break. Specifically, it is the idea, specifically of, and I talked about this before, about what my ideals or like my idea about, Mr. Ever. I talked before about my ideas and thoughts surrounding essentially the idea of knowing things and being correct, I guess. And particularly the way of doing it is to be wrong as actively as you can, because if you pretend you're not wrong, you won't stop being wrong. Otherwise known as becoming right. Regardless. In that sort of vein was a thought about, I think referred to as like the telephone of information, and how a lot of people do not respect it or use it correctly. If that makes sense. In this case, the telephone of thought, as in broken telephone, people being told information and then passing the information along. People not knowing, or the first bit of it, it can go bad in different directions, basically opposite directions. So I'll start with one end. is people not remembering where they learned information from and just internalizing it as this is a thing I now know. And so, if they get called on it, it's an attack on them, not the information they have. Right? For example, in this case, the sharks being misconceptualized as not fish because apparently people think they're mammals. That's not a piece of information I had. This is why you check things instead of just assuming you're correct. And it is... I didn't remember that piece of information. I just knew, quote unquote knew, that sharks weren't fish. I think I heard a bunch. I think I thought I knew. But since I didn't remember where I had learned it from, I did not have any pieces of context. Out of the conception, I can understand it being just like they are very different than what people think of as fish. I honestly thought it was going to be the fact that they don't have a swim bladder. But apparently not. Doesn't matter. But the fact that, again, I did not know where it came from, so I also didn't act like it was something I knew. But if we pretend I had, I would have been like, oh, no, sharks are definitely fish. No, definitely. And I would have just been wrong. It doesn't matter the fact that I did not come up with the idea that sharks are not fish. I would have gotten the telephone information and have it wrong. Some people do not seem to be able to detach themselves from the information they have. Which is bad in two different directions. One, dying on hills they have no business dying on because, motherfucker, it ain't your fault you were told something incorrect and had no reason to doubt it. But also, the other side of like, oh, they claim, they can act like, oh yeah, they're a genius because everything they know, it came fully formed out of their fucking skull like Athena. No, that's not actually the different direction I was talking about before. This is, of course, why just knowing, this is why I started thinking about the telephone information. Because people not seeming to understand or being able to accept, no, or more the thought, if, like, fucking Todd, your roommate, told you, oh yeah, no, sharks aren't actually fish, you might have no reason to believe them. Not have no reason to believe them. That's not the sense I meant to say. You might have no reason to doubt them. Right? It's like, oh shit, didn't know that. But then, if someone who's like a marine biologist or someone who just shows you a paper from like an aquarium saying, no, sharks are not fish actually, that's a misconception, you might have no reason to like super defend Todd either. Right? Like Todd's just your roommate. He's not like he's not in marine biology, he's not in anything like that. So he's like, yeah, him being wrong about this thing? Sure, whatever. Also, man, you can be wrong, only breeds ignorance. Right? And this telephone of thought idea is my way of framing, like, or thinking about why are some people so willing to not, why are some people so unwilling to admit that they were wrong, even when them being wrong says fucking nothing about them. Right? They got information that seems reasonable, but unfortunately wasn't. It was incorrect. I think the example I came up with on my own was like, if someone tells you, oh yeah, no, this guy running a party said we need to order pizzas, and then you call the guy who actually is like running the party and say, like, no, I told them that we had already ordered pizzas. I don't know why they're telling you to order more. Right? You're not the one who made the mistake here. You were told bad information that could have absolutely been reasonable, right? You have no reason to doubt it. You're wrong about it, but it ain't your fault. Pride, ego, human shortfalls, right? And like, I know I chose the example just now to be specifically obvious of why it does not need to be someone's ego, because claiming ego on someone else telling you wrong information is, if that hurts someone's ego, oh my god, what goddamn fucking washi fucking fine Japanese paper are they? I think washi paper might actually be really durable. Some really, really fragile kind of paper, like really cheap, thin tissue paper I mean, like, the kind you fucking, like, put in presence, not, like, when you even blow your nose with. It's like their ego made up. To be like, oh, yeah, fucking Todd gave me the wrong number for, like, an invite to a party because Todd misheard. Or even, God forbid, the plans have changed since Todd asked. And the person who made the party has not gone back and talked to Todd about it yet. Right? Like, there's so many things that can mean, like, no, yeah, this is a very reasonable thing. But if someone's like, no, everything I say needs to be correct and true, but in a way that's like, if I'm wrong about something, nuh-uh, you're stupid, actually. I'm right about everything. I know everything, actually. Dumb as shit. That's obvious. The other side is also bad. You judge a person entirely for not admitting they were wrong on something so simple. Right. In this case, it's so simple, and the fact that, like, it's meant to be an example of why it's not a problem. But also, I've definitely seen people try and, like, fight on things nearly as basic. It's pretty goofy. But to just cover my bases here, the telephone or the problems with the telephone and people mismanaging the idea, or it as an abstract concept, do go the other way of people blaming some side of the telephone that isn't them. Either the person they're explaining it to or the person they got the information from. That can also be bad. Someone who is never willing to admit, oh yeah, no, they're the ones who fucked up the message. They're wrong. Or, even if they did not fuck up the message they got is so clearly and utterly fucking nonsense. Right? Like, for an example I came up with was... Or, hell, the shark example. The shark example of anyone who knows enough about sharks to be like, no, they breathe water, they have gills, they need to swim constantly to keep in motion. I'm being told, like, yeah, no, sharks aren't fish, they're mammals. If you know enough about sharks, and you know enough about mammals, that's bullshit. That is plain and simple garbage. So if someone keeps on going on like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. It doesn't matter that you were not the person that came up with the idea of sharks being mammals. It's, I guess, in a sense, better that you're not, because that would probably be worse. Although even then, the person who came up with it probably did not know much about sharks or mammals, so would hopefully change their mind once they did know more about it. Regardless, you're not exempt of blame just because you're not the one who came up with a dog shit idea. Right? If someone tells you, hey, yeah, if you fucking, like, grind up a butterfly into powder, snort it, and then jump off the roof, you'll be able to fly, like by fairy logic. If you believe them, you're the dumbass. Right? And there's people who be like, oh, well, you know, you stop reading your messages. Oh, unfortunate. But, yeah, like, people can do both. They're like, oh, no, I have no idea where I got this information from, so I must defend it or my ego is destroyed. And being like, I can blame wherever I got this information from and act like having no critical thinking ability in the information I see makes me, like, super smart. And makes me exempt from any and all criticism and critique. Both are bad, right? Yeah, there's that on sharks. So back on the more important topic of the fish arsenal, you are correct. Sharks and swordfish would be able to coexist. So honestly, this fish-based armory is really coming together quite nicely. It's about, oh, I guess I was told wrong and move on. Right? Again, that's why because I must clarify everything and do my best to articulate every point with maximal clarity and covering as many bases as possible. That is why I also went the other side. Because people can act as if, oh, well, I guess I was told wrong, when they are the person who was wrong. But for the case that I originally thought of it, and the most useful case, yes, I was told wrong. Shit, my bad. Now, of course, you might notice this is not super dissimilar to, oh, guess I was wrong. My bad, and move on. Like, it's not surprising that people fuck this up. It's part of why I sort of puzzled out the description of the information telephone to put more concrete words to the vibe of like, oh, this is very simple. Because again, the obvious simplicity of someone who had previously been told a date or a thing like, or ordering pizza. Like, oh yeah, we need to order pizza, and then tells you to order pizza. If that's been a day or two, they might have already ordered pizza before, and the telephone has not reached you yet. And you know, on you're like, oh no, I was fucking told wrong. It's like, yeah, that's fine. I mean, it might suck, but it ain't your fault. Oh, there's even a third axis of other people not understanding the telephone and getting mad at you for doing a thing that you had no reason not to do. Like being like, oh, why'd you order more fucking pizza? This fucking sucks now for some reason. Let's assume this is an analogy that like having more pizza would be really bad. Not understanding like, no, yeah, I was told to fucking get pizza. It was not the correct information, but I didn't fucking know that. Right? How was I supposed to? No one told me not to get pizza. And getting pizza in this case would be totally reasonable. You did it! I was just not informed that it had already happened. It can very quickly get as complicated as why are people wrong sometimes, and why do people react the way they do to being wrong sometimes. But it's supposed to be a more simple explanation / framework. That's not really helpful to it. I honestly fucking love the detours into, like, I guess like, research is the correct term for it, and like discussion and stuff like this. It's very fucking nice. Okay. It's to level 18. Oh, I fucking just skipped Scholar, didn't I? Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, right, there's actually a fucking detail that I almost missed in this bit. A little bit. One of the abilities wizards got. You don't know D&D, that's fine. They're wizards. They do wizard shit. If you do know D&D, you know what I'm talking about. They had an ability very late to let them cast certain spells for free. Now it's specifically spells with a casting time of 1 action. It's a really simple thing, right? And everything else is the same. And I hadn't caught it at first. Only on this read through during the scripting did I catch that little detail. And that is a significant as fuck detail. Oh, that's significant as shit because that doesn't hit shield or counterspell. That's even more serious than I mean, counterspell's not even a thing, but like, hang on, what spells does that fucking negate? Because that is substantial. This is annoying. Because the other ones I'm hitting are like bonus action or reaction. They both also have fucking action in the name. But yeah, shield. Where is shield? Then we don't need it. There's trees is fine. Maybe it's actually not a big deal as I thought. What the fuck is Arcane Vigor? What? Why the fuck they give Wizard a healing spell? It's not even like the worst healing spell. Hell, I think for some classes like Barbarian, that's actually probably better than a lot of healing spells. Why the fuck did they give... I guess it's Abjuration. No, that's still better than like an Upcast Cure. Why the fuck? Now, what are my notes? Spellcasting. Spellcasting. Also, Arcane Vigor. Fucked. Why they... non-classes. Spells. Like, technically you do use up hit dice. So if you are short resting regularly, it's not actually better. I have played in many games where short resting regularly is not a thing you fucking do. Dragon's Breath. Monster's Illusion. That's a pretty good one. Okay. Misty Step's also not good. So there's... That's not as many spells as I thought. Let me actually grab. Go back to Wizard's spells. So I'm sure there's a bunch of really good spells. They're gone because they are, well, out of the game in general. Actually, I should have gotten Featherfall. Why the fuck did I not put Featherfall in there? Like, it's not a fantastic spell. But having it for free is still pretty fucking good. Still there. Silvery Barbs. That would have been so nice to keep. Like, really, I don't even think this is necessarily a bad change. If Wizard got more fucking spells between levels fucking 5 and 18, that'd be good. But not anymore. Kinetic Jaunt. Yeah, Shadow Blade's not good enough to fucking consider it for this. Okay. So not really. The big ones are... I mean, the big first one was just shield. Okay. I'll probably for more usable. Not change that matters. Obviously big too. What? Oh, definite losses. Interesting. Bard. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Okay, Spellcasters was bad for it. Little barbarian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If even like if a couple of those ones like, it's not really a thing that like super matter. That is in what? Almost 3 times as many as fucking wizard. Like it's a bad thing, or like it's a, oh no, I can't believe they did this, it's so weak now, or like, oh, it wasn't even that good. Wizards with like infinite +5 AC means that wizards suddenly and instantaneously become way tankier than they were really supposed to. Right? Like even a moderately like tank, like even like dexterous wizard. Like, okay, they had an AC of 13. Now an AC of 18. Give me a conversation. Kiddo, Dave's cheek. More milk from town. Oh no! I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, no worries. Like at that point, the conversation had essentially reached like a natural conclusion. Oh, good. It wasn't too bad. Oh yeah, yeah. Now, spells taken action. Shield. So Fireball. Fireball is a level 3 spell. Though, that is like the next level up, essentially. Technically 2 levels, but the capstone ability for Wizard is signature spells. So instead of getting 1 first level and 1 second level, you choose 2 third levels, which does include Fireball and Lightning Bolt. However, instead of being able to cast each of them for free, which is what the spell mastery 2 levels earlier does for a first and second level spell, signature spells just lets you cast them once for free per day. And I had to bring it to Wizards of the Coast. 1 extra third level spell when at this point you are a 20th level wizard, you can cast, I think I did the math and it was 15 third level spells or upcast do more damage. Getting 1 extra cast is way less good than infinitely more casts. Right? Now, at the very least, this one does not have the restriction of it must be an action. But still. Losses. Honestly, though, infinite reaction is kind of obnoxious. Losses. Even if zero losses. Which still hurts even the thought of three silvery barbs every single fucking round is downright obnoxious. Is downright obnoxious. That is the one thing about it, is you still need to use your own action to do the thing. Which I think is probably good, but still. Moving on. What do they even suggest on this one? I think they use a bunch of their, like, actually good suggestions. But they do recommend, like, here's one of them. Okay, the spell Boon of Recall is fucking goofy. I like the spell, the epic Boon of Recall. Whenever you cast a spell of levels 1 to 4 with a spell slot, roll 1d4. If the number you roll is the same as the slot's level, the slot isn't expended. It's just gambling. So maybe you can use infinite fucking, like, bullshit spells. Just so long as you keep rolling good. Obnoxious. Recommended epic boon. Funny gambling. Anyway. Roll good, do dumb stuff, 'tis the game. It's not even necessarily roll good, right? If you cast a first level spell, you don't want to roll high, you need to roll a 1. That's what makes it, I think, even funnier. Also, which is very clever, I think, because it's naturally limits you to low-level spells without needing an arbitrary cap to it. And honestly, even a single free, like, 3rd or 4th level spell could be devastating. So what they recommend epic boon on gambling. Epic gambling. For the gambling, you might get a good anyway. Finally, maybe just cap that. See that Australia banned all from the gambling clean games like GTA and Red Dead Redemption. Hang on. Australia gambling ban GTA. Oh. Red Dead Redemption. I'm seeing that now. Let me see. Do you? You fucker! You do not have your fucking... You have not cited your sources, you dickhead. Not you, I'm talking about the video I found talking about it. Move the card assets and redemption. A table. What I'm seeing. It seems like it might have been a thing that Rockstar Games did. Maybe it's spin the casino wheel, apparently the only part that bothers them. Oh, it's definitely an Australian law thing, but from what I can tell, it is a... source used! Thank you! Games, blog, GTA, online players for gambling. Yes. Personally, but not being able to... According to reliable Rockstar's game data miner Tez 2, the developer made changes to the game's code to restrict Australian players from using the Diamond Casino. Tez 2 revealed the details in a recent post on X. Rockstar Games now restricts Australian players from gambling at the casino in GTA Online. Not happy. Red Dead Online Poker reportedly blocked in Australia. Players gamble fictional ships to set the game. I think with the GTA 5 one, I also saw that you can buy in-game currency, which could be relating to that. With Red Dead 2. Oh god, this is a fucking interesting pickle of the situation. Because we don't actually, I cannot tell or see as a part of it, right? And with that, it makes sense, right? If you can buy in-game currency and then gamble that in-game currency, that is gambling, right? It is going, oh shit, if I want to put $50 of in-game currency into GTA Online, I could do $50. Or I could put in $25 and then put it all on black. Right? That does make some level of sense. Apparently Red Dead 2 could have been preemptive. They know it's coming, so they should rip the band-aid off. That's what I was getting at with the tricky pickle fucking situation. Because if this was done by Rockstar, maybe it was inevitably coming. With GTA, that wouldn't necessarily surprise me. The fact that it hit Red Dead 2, which is like the same, is it the same studio? I'm talking my ass. Same studio. So they could have been one studio just blanketing their fucking games, or these two games, when really only one of them would have been breaking any laws. Maybe neither of them would be breaking any laws. Right? It had to have been coming, otherwise it's a move. Again, given I have not actually seen what the new Australian laws are, as I mentioned. But with the GTA example of you can put real money into the game and you get the exact currency 1-to-1, that would actually make sense to ban under gambling laws. Because yes, you could get money in game for free, but there is no way to guarantee that. And especially if you can gamble with other players, that would feel obvious. There's no payout. It doesn't necessarily matter if there's no payout. The problem is the predatory nature of the gambling itself, right? If you put in, like, honestly, this is why so many, like, arcades or, like, gacha games or any kind of games in general will push to have the thing either be skill-based, in which case it's skill-based, or having you get something, right? It doesn't necessarily matter if what you get isn't what you wanted, you still got what you paid for. If what you get is nothing, you didn't get what you paid for. Unless you got scammed, which you got scammed. And there's also, I think, the overarching detail that we gotta remember. This does not prove that, oh no, Rockstar was fucking, like, put at the proverbial gunpoint to remove this. This could be preemptive, right? Hell, it could be, because capitalism, be a thing of, it wasn't even necessarily a thing that was likely to happen, but they guessed and estimated that the potential risk of, if this does become a problem, how much profits will we lose in costs for legal battles or cost of it being a much bigger deal, versus the reward of having players not notice, right? Not to mention, this is all in players who already own the game, right? So it was probably a matter of them, especially because, like, they haven't mentioned anything yet. It could just be a matter of they weighed the pros and cons, and the con of removing the gambling was worth the pro of people getting kind of mad about it. Backlash and PR damage control, right? Exactly. They didn't want to deal with that. Or rather, they would rather deal with that on a, hopefully, for their sake, smaller scale than the backlash and PR damage control of a very loud legal battle where the Australian government says, yeah, no one is allowed to play GTA Online. It is a banned game, and they need to pay reparations and all that shit. Or maybe it is a matter of the Australian government said, hey, listen, dickhead, we're putting this law in place. We're going to tell you to change this before we say you have to continue existing in the country. Maybe they did say that and they just did it behind closed doors because it was not meant to be, it didn't need to be a public thing. Alright? I don't know. I think it's in red, or it gets so much attention it gets removed from the game worldwide. Hell, that's another fucking question. Right? Essentially the overcorrection of, alright, fine, damn, we'll fucking get rid of it. I feel like that's probably... Hell, back to the fucking risk versus reward. Even if that risk of, oh wait, other countries are having backlash about this kind of gambling in the game, we should do more about it. Even if that's a minimal risk, it's unlikely to get that far without just sweeping changes to how countries handle gambling in game, which seems unlikely. It is still a relevant thing to consider, right? Even if it is very unlikely, if it's not impossible, well then shit, what are the potential pros? If the potential pros are, or the potential cons of getting rid of it early is a bunch of Australian players who've already bought a game. When did Red Dead 2 come out? Red Dead 2 release date. From fucking 2019, almost 2020, if Australian players who bought the game more than half a decade ago, who've already, again, stressed, already bought the game, are mad and are like, no, we're not going to play it anymore. Okay. Versus, oh shit, oh fuck, everything's exploded. Or maybe it's some other fucking, like, push from Rockstar to do some bullshit or some other thing. Could be a bad decision from an executive or some shit. I don't know. It is weird. The super open-faced excessive internet safety laws. They're still worldwide. Really shape internet as a whole. World power. Yeah, that shit sucks. Like, just sanity check. Australians government being like, actually, yeah, gambling is bad, even if it's like a kind of minor element of games. That's one thing. You being like, yeah, no, we need to know literally everything about you. That internet safety bullshit from a couple of years ago, I guess a decade ago at this point or more. Yeah, no, forget that shit. We want to know your fucking name and face and legal address, and we need you to give that information to Twitter. Elon Musk needs to personally know where you live, what you do for work, your orientation, any pre-existing medical conditions, everything. That shit's fucked. Is in the guise of internet safety. And it's bullshit. It is so blatantly bullshit. God, that shit sucks ass. Either it is bullshit foundationally, because, like, oh yeah, no, it is literally just a scam. Because, like, oh yeah, big, like, they just want to know your information for their own reasons, while, like, every other fucking site is like, we need to know everything about you too. Like, why Twitter needs to fucking know your location. Or, it is bullshit for much more sincere reasons of the politicians really desperately needing some reason for anyone to vote for their stupid ass, and so they make up some bullshit about being for the kids, you know, gotta protect the kids from internet, whatever the fucks, so we need to invade people's privacy. It's like, that's still bullshit. To show how things on the other side of the planet end up at your doormat. You're not wrong, you're also in the state. Your doormat is the States. Like, if anyone, if any side of the country is putting their shit at other side of the planet's doorstep, wish I could vote for Binhead. I also wish I could vote for like, Count Binhead. Emperor of the Recyclons. God, he actually has a YouTube channel where he, like, posts videos about his, like, political promises. His most recent one, if I could find it. Oh my god! 1 hour ago video! Oh, it's Canpun. You fucker. I thought it was saying he had. God damn it. I was hoping to find just a, like, link to his website by looking up his name. It's not. It's all, you know, news outlets. Count Binface. My bad. How dare you fucking lead me astray. Where? Why is one of his videos called Count Binface nearly kills Matthew Wright? It's alive. Oi, oi, Tax Cat. We're talking about the only good and honest politician, Count Binface, Emperor of the Recyclon race? Planet? Empire? Emperor of the Recyclon Empire. I actually don't know if he's the Emperor. I know he's part of the Recyclon alien species. Real UK electoral candidate right now, at least for like their House of MPs, not MPs. Why is this thing from 2 months ago sex with Count Binface live in Cheltenham? Parliament, thank you. Where? No, where's the fucking video I saw? It was a really fucking good one. I acquired 3 new tax command, all grace mode, 2 runs, and 1 chonker. Oh, hell yeah. Now, let me just see if I can find the fucking... Don't fucking play me an ad so loud that I can hear it on stream, you asshole. Fixing the travesty of HS2. Let me check. I see a picture of a bunch of taxmen. He got 50-50 shot. The joke is no one was going to run against the sitting prominent member. They weren't going to run against him because the reason he's running is a sham. Oh, Kitty. Yeah, like the reason he's running is like a joke. And I believe they came together to not run because it was an obvious sham and hopefully not out of... Like, there's no way they were doing it to aid an enemy party. I guess maybe they were doing it to fucking test the waters and see if this plan would work. Politics. Let's be clear, we're talking about the politics of an alt-right parliament member who was found guilty of like getting a $5 million donation and not like accurately declaring it, which in the UK is actually very bad and punishable. So he quit and is now running for his own re-election. He's trying to get re-elected for his own position, claiming it's like, oh, well, you know, of the people, if they vote for me, that kind of deal. And everyone is going, that's bullshit. That is bullshit. That is obviously bad. And you can tell because the other PMs, or other members of parliament that did not run against him, or at least members of the opponent parties, are all in favor of Count Binface, the quote, the quote, alien emperor who looks like Darth Vader, but his helmet is a bin. Like a garbage bin, like the metal ones. We all play and laugh together. Oh, this was very much a joke from the minute the guy quit and then started running to be reelected to his own position under the current system. Like, that was already a joke of a political system. It is just very nice that for once it seems, this isn't a joke at his expense. Not a matter of like, oh my god, their fucking political system is a joke. But no. Because it was a joke when he was like, yes, I want to get reelected for my own position for really bad reasons. Right? But then it became a very different joke when everyone else was like, no, we're just not playing this game. You can get your job back. You quit. Right? You can have a take-back-see of that, and we'll fucking go through all your fucking, like, income reports, and we'll give you proper scrutiny. My father's in touching children. No, he's too busy taking out the trash. Where? Oh, there's so many. Why am I just not seeing this fucking video anywhere? Binface for Vice World Leader. Oh, thank. I was gonna ask who would be above. Honestly, that's like a fair amount of responsibility that I don't want to get bothered with. Plus, how am I supposed to effectively, like, violate the law if I am the law, right? Listen, I can't commit acts of illegal, like, arson if everything I do is considered law. It doesn't work that way. Fixing travesty of the HS2. It'll become very clear in a moment why I am so fixated on getting this video. Why can I not find this video? In face. Here we go. I don't know why that was so difficult. Why do you only have captions? Oh, you just have captions on your video. Oh, it's a font on my brain. Oh no. So, I have no idea. First of all, I have no idea what the HS2 is. I think it might be a rail line. I think it's a rail line. Doesn't fucking matter. Just a little excerpt. He goes to explain why this is a political promise of his. He is a very, at least in this video, this one video I've seen, he is a very transparent politician. Evil in the world, criminal, politician, and then there's Dave. Oh no. But, HS2, which rail line. He goes to explain why he has a certain political promise for the HS2. He's very in detail. It's very good. And the reason why he wants to do it is not super relevant to the point. Right? I did not need to know his explanation beforehand before I trusted him. Which makes it very much better that I then heard his explanation and it just made it better. Right? To quote Count Binface, where I'll just tell you what he says. He promises, as one of his political, he says, yeah, his policies for the Makerfield by-election, he will rename the HS2 to the FFS1, which I have to assume does stand for fuck's sake, and reroute it so that it plows through rail executives' homes. I cannot stress enough how that is a direct quote. Reroute it so it plows. No, let me be more clear. Quote, as of Count Binface, June 18, 2026. Quote, reroute it so that it plows through rail executives' homes. End quote. I'm not sure there could be a politician better than this. I guess to go under the water to mainland Europe. I think it is like a big rail line between places. Like, honestly, from how he described it, it's bad. Of this man, alien. I think he does still go by he, him, even though he is an alien. Though maybe there's some kind of like man and human in there. I am not caught up with specific recyclon interactions with the English language, I'll be honest. Always another quote that I see from comics that I remember. Quote, I would say that's a bit shit. God. So good. I was actually informed about Count Binface by a stand-up mass video on Can Count Binface Win? And make a train over the Atlantic out of cardboard and paper. At least that'd probably be a cheaper fuck up. Yeah, the numbers that Stand Up Mass gave, or rather the quote, was, in a word, like, can Count Binface win? In a word, yes. In slightly more words, probably not. Which is an excellent just line in general, right? A word, yes. 2 words, probably not. Because probably not does not mean impossible, so it does mean yes, they can win. It's just unlikely. God, actually, speaking of good lines, a line I actually heard recently, and it comes to like a line apparently people fucking hate, was from like go watch Superhero's recent series on the Destiny lore. Destiny lore is good. Superhero makes good videos, very good. But one of the lines he read that apparently is a very infamous line from a time traveler. I don't have time to explain why I don't have time to explain. And I think that line's fucking fun. I think that line's cool. Even funnier is like he uses that line in a bit later, where he's like, yeah, no, this bit goes into a lot of detail that we don't have to go into, and I just don't have time to explain why I don't have time. Because it's very exasperated because it's not a very good line. But I like it. I love it. It does. Even if the time travel bullshit is bullshit and unconvincing and not very good, that line does articulate pretty clearly how convoluted it is. Although I think in that case it was worse because it was an NPC just kind of standing around not doing much, because NPCs don't do much typically if they're also like one you can talk to. Wasn't vote for a dude with a bit on his head? Probably not, but they could. Maybe. I actually don't know what stand-up maths thing is. And to be clear, it seems like his only competition is like super unpopular. Like, it is the guy who quit just so we could say, yes, but if people vote for me in large numbers, that must mean that the People's Court acquit me of all wrongdoing. Like, it's not good. It is to the point where other political parties with an opportunity to, like, snag a seat on Parliament were like, no, fuck this little shit show. Fuck this, like, political circus. What even were the, I'm gonna look for other quotes from people. Let me see. Other quotes. Yeah, one of them quote, I cannot back joke policies with ridiculous figures. Which is why I'm supporting Count Binface. Superhero before I vote for the fossil with a sense of humor that went extinct in the dinosaurs. Oh, let's be clear. Superhero to the correct word, he is styled after Darth Vader. Which is so much better. It's not actually that close. It is like darker alien overlord aesthetic, right? Like, it is not nearly close enough for them to copyright it. Although, they've been going on with fucking Nintendo and Power World. Apparently, it's not fucking doesn't mean much anymore. But regardless, they probably have a position on it, and it's probably fucking evil. Like, well, yeah, of course we want the only evil alien overlord with like a mechanical helmet to be our guy. We'd love if we could just corner that much of the creative market. That'd be awesome. Headline it has to go through. Please quote. Okay. Damn it. I think this is the one I'm looking for. Facts that came to earlier, do you know that for years you could send babies through US Post? Fucking what? Status, examination, rejection of application intended. Decision of refusal. Decision of refusal. Here we go. This application should be refused for the reason one mentioned in the notice of referral dated yada yada. In addition, although the contents of the written opinion were examined, sufficient grounds for overturned reason for refusal cannot be found. Good enough. We will call that researched sufficiently. We have found a. I would be shocked if not if it, like this seems almost certainly the just Japan platform for patent information that says clearly decision of refusal, and we've double checked and we have no reason to overturn the refusal. I will now go to one of the much less inherently reliable sources, because they've cited this one. And I know they're not talking complete bullshit. November 2026. No, numbered to 2026. Last week, Japan's Patent Office, hereby JPO, published a notice of rejection of Nintendo and the Pokemon Company's divisional patent application. My brain's not waking up to handle a screen. I can't realize. Look at myself. What I've looked into now is, yes, the patent Pokemon had against Palworld allegedly of being like, yes, no, we patented the idea of a 3D creature collector, has been thrown out. It has been refused, and it is very good. Otherwise, yeah, you can go to Hay, hit the Hay. Good night, Tax Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Hope to see you again next time. You mean my? Good man? Be good man? I don't know. I think it might be a good night. Be good man. I'm the one who fucked that one up. You didn't fuck that one up. My brain did. My apologies. Yeah. Describing an in-game monster capturing system. Its patent application is closely tied to an ongoing legal dispute with Palworld developer Pocket Bear, so it comes as no surprise that the rejection has attracted attention. Curiously, Japanese users have pointed out uncharacteristically scalding language JPO's examiners used in addressing the counter-arguments for Nintendo's side, with people immediately posting their favorite quotes from the legal back and forth. Industry professionals like Japanese patent attorney Yoshi Kurihara likewise commented that both Nintendo's objections and the examiner's written responses contained things rarely seen in standard patent practices. One of the key factors behind the patent's rejection is a YouTube gameplay video from 2013 demonstrating the indie fan game Pokemon Generations. In its initial reasons for rejection, JPO cited gameplay mechanics showcased in the video to argue a lack of inventiveness step in Nintendo's patent application. Describing mechanics like selecting a Pokeball display at the bottom right of the screen causes Ash to throw it. This Pikachu gets to be captured. Counter-argument Nintendo strongly disagreed these claims, emphasizing that the game in question charges victim infringing upon its copyright. JPO's examiner acted extremely inappropriately by deliberately mischaracterizing an infringing product as though it were an authorized one. In turn, the recent notice confirmed the rejection. JPO's examiner shut down the mention of copyright infringement entirely, explaining that based on domestic patent law and court precedent, whether an invention infringed on copyright or not has no bearing on determining inventive step. On determining inventive step. That's how that is said. Well, yep. While somewhat dryly implying that Nintendo's stance strays from standard thinking for patent practitioners, they dismiss the interpretation. The examiner acknowledged the cited fan game as an officially licensed Pokemon game as a completely unreasonable misunderstanding. They also add, the mere possibility that the reasons for rejection could be subject to such an unreasonable misunderstanding has no bearing on the assessment of inventive step. Another part of the notice has been causing amusement among Japanese users with the examiner's apparent annoyance with Nintendo's pedantry over how the unofficial game and its contents was referred to in the reasons for rejection. In its counter-argument, the company stated, Ash, Pikachu, and the Pokeball should probably be referred to as a character infringing upon Ash, a character infringing upon Pikachu, and a character infringing upon Pokeballs, respectively. In response, the petitioner says, if it were impermissible for the reasons for rejection to refer to character names, then even at the cost of being redundant, accuracy should take precedent. In that case, the notice would need to use cumbersome descriptions such as an object in the form of a small animal instead of Pokemon, an object in the form of a boy wearing a red cap instead of Ash, an object in the form of a small yellow animal instead of Pikachu, an object in the form of a small green animal instead of Bulbasaur, oh my god, and a spherical object with a red upper half and a lower white half instead of Pokeball. However, even with such rephrasing, the logical structure of the grounds for refusal remains unchanged. Therefore, this argument has no bearing on determining inventiveness step. Before I continue reading, what a good way of phrasing that from their perspective. Be like, listen, we could go through the hoops of making this not be what it is, but also, like, that doesn't change anything, right? Us being like, it doesn't count. And also think of like, yeah, no, this is a copyright infringement. It is not a patent infringement. Those are different. This game clearly, this fan game existing, clearly shows you did not come up with the 3D idea. The mechanics you are claiming to have invented did not come from you. That is what we care about now. I will say, though, the fact that they are using a Pokemon-specific example, while it does make the point very clear, probably not strictly necessary. Right? For clarity, it's probably helpful to go like, yeah, no, you did not make the first 3D Pokemon game. Dickheads. Right? You can't file a patent for a thing you made after someone else does it. That's not how patents work. That's specifically what patents are meant to avoid, actually. But then being like, no, you can't be like, even if we account for that, then be like, oh no, it's an object with a red upper half and a lower white half. Changes nothing. You didn't invent it. To continue, because this is a great read, another objection raised by Nintendo positioned that the Pokemon Generations video was merely a video, and thus the examiner could not extract the technical elements of the claimed invention for it. The examiner seems puzzled by what this argument is supposed to mean, surmising that it is probably intended to imply one of two things. That Nintendo's side acknowledges that the video is genuine gameplay footage, but does not believe footage alone can disclose the technical features of a game program, or the Nintendo side is casting doubt about whether the video is gameplay footage at all, but perhaps merely an animated video to which narration has been added so as to make it appear as though the uploader were playing a game. The examiner promptly dismisses both arguments, while noting that with the second scenario, the uploader's behavior would be way too preposterous. These are just some snippets the JPO's notice ultimately did not acknowledge the objections brought forth by Nintendo's side, and the patent's rejection has been sustained. Nintendo now has the right to file a petition for a trial against the decision rejection of the Commissioner JPO within 3 months. Note this rejection does not invalidate the registered patents currently being directly asserted in the Power lawsuit of the Tokyo District Court. Rather, it concerns the JPO's refusal to grant Nintendo a patent for a separate divisional application within the same patent family. Unfortunate. However, it does seem like this might have been filed in air. And now that a lot of eyes were drawn to the patent, people started realizing, wait a minute, this seems fucking dog shit. Please tell me you give me a quote. Thank God they give me a quote. Okay, this is a quote translated from Japanese by fucking Twitter. And it's also by some random motherfucker on Twitter. However, it does seem relatively reliable given everything else. Japan Patent Office. Don't drag copyright into reviewing Nintendo-kun's patents, dude. Are you for real? There's a lot of tone in there that I do not know was translated correctly, or if the lie is even real. God, I hope so, though. God, that'd be really funny. God, it'd be so good. Anyways, the conversation about copyright. That happened a while ago. That was as Cat was leaving. And basically, I just wanted to double check that the copyright that Nintendo is filing against Power World was thrown out. Which actually it hasn't been. It's a different patent that's in a similar family. But it was thrown out with unusual gusto and emotion, apparently. And it is really good to see Nintendo actually getting raked over the coals for being like, yes, we would like to file for a second patent, just as bullshit as the first, and having the patent office be like, yeah, no, we're paying attention this time, motherfucker, and no, we're not doing that. Hopefully, this ends up with the whole fucking thing being thrown into the goddamn garbage where it fucking belongs. But even just see it, no, not even just seeing it. It does need to get thrown into the garbage. It is a very, very bad patent to have exist, even in part. But it is still good to see Nintendo getting its fucking shit pushed in a little bit. Right? It deserves it. It deserves it real bad. What they do, they file repeatedly and drown small creators in legal fees. I'm not even sure if that last part is technically true. necessarily. I know in the Pocket Pair I think it. I mean, it's literally true in this case. I don't actually know what other like lawsuits Nintendo has filed, so it might be just like people say it because like it feels correct. It doesn't really matter. What matters in this case is they very much, very loudly and openly were trying to like shut down a competitor, right? This movie was comic cover roll. Right, that is true. And to be clear, like the fact that Nintendo filed an overly zealous copyright is not surprising, right? It's the idea of copyright is you file for as large as you can to get as big a slice of the creative fucking human collective conscious pie as you can, and then you scale down and down and down till you finally get one that you can actually keep. The fact that Nintendo got a fucking patent so broad, which for those that aren't aware, it is essentially 3D Pokemon. Like you take a thing and you throw it at an animal and you catch it in 3D space, that is all of it. This idea has existed for forever. In the example we used, they used literal Pokemon fan game that came up with it first. But also, like there's like a little sub game in like World of Warcraft where you can do that. Right? Like this is not new. It just now was the thing they could hit Palworld with. Because people made jokes about it for a long time that Nintendo was gonna fucking sue Palworld. They couldn't do it for copyright because they didn't infringe on copyright. They just looked kind of similar. But they clearly really wanted to. And now they are. And seeing Nintendo getting their fucking shit pushed in by people being like, yeah, no, clearly we're not fucking giving you this. This is fucking garbage. Dickhead. Honestly, correct use of caps. Would not notice that was a fault. If I throw a lasso at a horse at my house, I'm infringing on their copyright. Probably not, but you would not need to go far. Right? Like, you change the lasso to, like, a ring that can catch things, and you call it a lasso, and you replace a horse with a horse but on fire, then yeah, probably throwing that lasso at that horse, or rather, in a video game, obviously they can't copyright you for that. But like the fact that that fucking line is pretty close to the truth is why it's a fucking problem. And for dinner. Oh, I respect cereal for dinner. coffee? Hey, go get some coffee. You need it. Single. Nice. Infinite cast of any Laughter is still better. Still better when you can already counterspell between 3 and 15 times. You can already counterspell between 3 and 15 times. infinite casting and casting into some stuff is still better. One. Counter spell. Third level. Smells. 15. Already. Yes. Could already. Still be just much younger. It's 13. And a free counter will feel better without options like free shield. So infinite casting, incapacitated and using hideous laughter is still better than one free third level. One free third level. Oh, when it's on top. When it's on top. 3 and 15 third level spells. Can and will. There's not. And cast. Can and will. Casting. Spells. I'll just do this for a test. Working on counting. Well, almost 600. Go to Barbarian. And the subclasses. Over 600. And then we go to the Paladin, the one that was cut down. There's a number of words before, I guess, like, subclasses. Holy shit. $1,200. That was monk then. Yeah, $950. So yeah, I was just right. I was 100% on the money. The videos have been getting longer for the changes to changes to classes in D&D 5.5 because there's been getting more stuff in them, or rather, I've been needing to put more stuff in the videos about them. Because the wizard video is now looking like totally fine, totally in line with previous ones. In fact, looking a bit shorter than the barbarian one. Amazing. Well, that makes things easier for me. Or also possibly a bit more stressful for me, because now it means that I have no hope of making the Ranger video shorter. It's not that a serious fucking cost to it. Oh well. Yeah, that's one thing I did notice while I was on break. the videos I started making, specifically because they were going to be easier and faster to put together than the stuff I had been making, are still the fastest and easiest to put together when they are not actively the most difficult of that kind of video to make. That's a good thing. That's good to know. Oh, also the fucking master code for Dark Souls first video is like basically done. Like everything in it is done. The outro I think is done. The only thing I need is essentially the intro to it being like, and even then I have the voiceover at least roughly done, which is short enough for me to just know. I've played a lot of Souls-likes for someone who's never played Dark Souls before. Sekiro was the first game I ever played to completion on stream, and my Elden Ring stream was my second playthrough. Dark Souls? Nah. Never even thought about it too hard. Until I did. Which is this. And the video starts, and everything from there till the end is done. And part of me is thinking, like, I should just make it a simpler intro. But also, I'm concerned because, like, the intro to Dark Souls is not, like, it's super duper riveting, right? It's character creation. And it's not the point. The point is to fucking have the video be easier to make and easier to stomach. Right, yeah, easier to stomach. Be a more accurate view of stream. I'm not trying to edit it super hard. It is just supposed to be the stream, but with all, like, the big gaps in time trimmed away. Right? But I also think there's an angle of, if I just fucking do it, it'll be done, and then I'll have it posted. And that's way better than having a video not posted. But also, the video would need to start. Would also, there's no way for me to put that intro dialogue. I essentially just need to, like, start it hard. I do like the intro. I think that line read is good. Or at least the line written is good. So, I don't know. I guess the fucking wizard script is like half done now. That's nice, actually. But the ranger one is still not done. Like, the ranger one with bits I'm like prepared to like cut away and like change. There's, yeah, it's at 840 words in length, up to, again, subclasses. And again, wizard, which is the newest one I've made, so if it was going to be wordy, be the wordiest, is 600. That's me just being wordy as hell, like being not free to add as much as I felt I wanted to. Ranger's been cut down already. I was actively trying to, like, okay, how do I trim it to be as good as I can? And also, yeah, it's fine. Fuck it. Alright. I don't know how fucking long it takes to make non-espresso coffee, I'm realizing. I have no idea when I should be expecting Camel to get back. I want to end stream soon. Or now, but also, it's my first stream back, and it feels weird to, like, just, like, not actively be saying goodbye. I have a lot more to say about my fucking trip, too. I should really write down the shit I actually did on my break. Or at least, like, write down, like, talking notes for it. I probably should have done that before, honestly. But oh well. Yeah, probably was like, oh well, but also, like, the conversation we had during this stream was good and I enjoyed having it. So it's not like I fucking lost very, like, the stream lost very much by me not saying story time, right? Oh. Man, I was head out because I need to go to the bathroom. It was very weird. What the fuck am I talking about? Fucking Dr. Goddamn Scuff, for God's sake. I'm gonna go to the fucking bathroom. I'll be back to then immediately end stream. Oh yeah. Give me 1 second. Oh shit, I'm fucking glad I got back when I did. Tell I would have been glad to get back like 2 minutes ago, but good enough. Look. Hello! Welcome back, Silver. It's good to see you. How are you doing? A little bit. Partially because I've been gone for 2 weeks, but... still live is. Few things in life spark as much petty joy as saying French words really wrong. My nose. Oh, it's because my fucking... oh, thank God it was just that one fucking window. Thank fucking God. My game was lagging so astronomically terribly, I thought my fucking computer was gonna crash. God damn. Why do you fucking open up the fucking, like, users in chat portion of the Twitch, like, stream manager? Double check, like, oh yeah, they probably like just popped in for a second and left. Second in stream, check, like a bunch of motherfuckers in there. Like, it's not surprising whenever people are like quiet in chat. It's not like oh, there you go, fucking talk and respond. This is more so like me acknowledging people not doing that. But I also don't do that. I mostly just hang out and chat quietly. But it's always a little bit surprising, I think, like for me at least. I never know, alright? Once you get to a size of a channel where there's always some people in chat, there's always some people around, right? You're never surprised by that. But if you're kind of my size, a size where like people can be dead, you just don't know. There's someone there, watching, on the hey, get on this website to get watched website. Can't imagine why they'd be doing that. It's almost like I'm posting content on the internet to be seen or something. No, couldn't be. I'm at the fucking point of just trying streams though, where like the thing I have attempted or wanted to do has mostly been done. Actually, I suppose I can actually talk about one of the things that happened on my break, which is somewhat relevant. Well, I actually have a good reason to actually say the story, and not to like, avoid. I'm actually at the tail end of a like, heart checkup, essentially. A Holter monitor, which essentially means I am not part cyborg at this point, but I have now had like a stick-on sensor, which like not actually a small one, for like 2 days, just 24 hours a day. I've been 24/7, but it's not. It's like 4 days. I'm actually gonna get off tomorrow, which is very exciting. It hasn't been that annoying. I will say after about like the first day, it started getting more consistently like itchy's the word. Like it's a bit more itchy. Whenever honestly, God, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Like, oh, it's annoying. Yeah, it's a little bit irritating, but really not bad. And if I'm ever doing something with actual like thought in it, it is really easy to tune out, which I'm honestly kind of surprised about. Yeah. Hopefully it won't find anything. As with most times you go to a doctor, the worst case outcome is, or rather the best case outcome is that you wasted your time. I was got an x-ray done for like the same thing a couple days ago, and it is funny as hell to think about, because it was like a walk-in x-ray. You needed a referral, you need a doctor's note to go in and be like, hello, I would like x-ray done. And they'd be like, oh yes, I see a doctor who says you need to get an x-ray done. Excellent. You got here very early, so you have a spot in the x-ray room. Please just wait. And it took a bit more waiting than I was expecting, or rather than it really was, because the getting in and getting the appointment for that day happened before the X-ray like person was in. Not by much. It was like 7:30. They opened. I started X-rays like 8. But once they did start, I was in and out in like 10 minutes. Like, no lie, putting on the fucking like the like hospital gown basically for the X-ray took a not insubstantial portion of the time, probably like 30 to 40% of it. Just fucking like tying the little string behind my neck. Just walk up to the fucking like X-ray or away from the X-ray to something. And like, cool, face that with your chest. I'm like, all right, cool, face that with your chest. And they wait for a minute. All right, cool, turn to the side. And you turn to the side. Like, okay, so put your arms a certain way. All right, you're good. Get out. Come on. Very, very cool. And also, this is a. Let me make sure I don't fucking fuck this up. This no. This no. Oh god, I can see it fucking interacting with things in the background. I don't like it. I have got to get better fucking buttons for my fucking toggles. This? Yeah! For some reason, my brain convinced myself, like, oh yeah, no, the end stream button on the YouTube lit up with that. It's like, fucking hell. But no, what was I gonna say? Right. In one of the very common Canada W's that I can experience daily, don't necessarily appreciate fully, especially now that I have gotten medication regularly. Hooray. It does cost money to get. Boo. It's easy to be like, oh, you know, people always say medicine in the States is so expensive and Canada's really massively different. Massively, massively, massively different. Getting a referral for the X-ray and the fucking laundry lists of tests I've gotten. Note, it was like for like a chest pain I had, and it didn't go away. So I was like, I'm not gonna risk that. We're dealing with that now. Because it was like a week and a half before my fucking trip. So I didn't want to fucking be on vacation if something did happen. Walked in, I was like, hello, I have mysterious chest pain. First thing they said was like, okay, cool. Did you go to ER for this first? Did you go to the emergency room for chest pain? I was like, no, actually, because it didn't seem to be getting worse. And it seemed a bit drastic. I came to you, actually. You were my first step. Do I need you? And they were like, no, we can do tests for this. If it gets worse, go to fucking ER. And I was like, all right, cool. How do that? Just to make it clear, because I've never done that. All right? So all I know is the vague thing of, hello, hospital? Yes, make not be dead? And then they explain, like, yeah, no, you just walk in and say, hello, heart pain, possibly help. And then they do. They didn't end up doing that. Walked in, said, hello, chest pain. They said, all right, cool. Here is a test, and then a different test, and then a third different test. And then here's some other things you can do to manage it. Prescription medication that might help. And then I walked out. And that was it. Now you've only to pay for parking. And I went to the x-ray. And I walked in, and I was like, hello. The bones? And they were like, no, heart. Here you go. And then I got an x-ray done. It didn't fucking cost me anything. And then I got the fucking monitor. You know, it cost me fucking nothing. But if I break it, it will be very expensive. And, oh god. This is the shit. Being able to actually check on weird pains and things that could be health concerns. I mean, it's annoying. It's irritating. Like I will say, having this monitor fucking taped to my chest for the past 3 days has not been fun, per se. Maybe like, at least not on the whole. But that's, I think, part of how it works. If it was like, oh yeah, this is fucking awesome, this thing rules. Like, it'd be easier to, or rather be harder to manage people doing it that don't need it. See why getting the controlled substances, like fucking ADHD medication, can be kind of annoying. Man, I will stop fucking bragging. Hit the right button that time, good. I was think I'll end stream about now. Want to stream? I'm in a weird limbo state where I don't necessarily want to stop streaming, but I also don't really have much else to say. I'm also realizing, actually, God, the fucking little guy looks way more cohesive, I think, or like just stands out more with the bandana. Without it, it kind of blends into the background a bit too much. Oh well, it was meant to be a placeholder. It ends up being way more prolonged than a placeholder. Oh well. Hey, playing Void Train recently. Hell yeah, I can fucking awesome. Weirdly, I played a lot of it in a much earlier state. So I've been playing through it more recently again with way more, like it's way different than I just remember it. I will give no context for this. I mean no genuine shade, because I fully get why. Whenever I fucking see a GamerSupps stream, like it's like, this is just the thing. It's just an ad for GamerSupps. It's just a little bit exacerbating? No. I get exasperated. Exasperating? That can't be a fucking way thing of what's saying it. You get the idea. I go, what the fuck? Why is this an ad? I don't think this is an ad. I think it. Maybe? How other people fucking title streams baffles me sometimes. I use over. Like, the fact that you tell streams don't starve Void Train, that's very clear. I know exactly what the fuck's going on. It is kind of funny because multiple of your streams now will say like don't starve and very clearly be Dark Souls 2. Not actually a problem. It's a little bit funny. That's the shit we're fucking here for. I don't really do I end stream now. Do I gotta end stream now? I should end stream now. I should do tomorrow. I should do today. Oh, right, I fucking opened a tab earlier to fucking talk about thoughts on theoretical and artificial... I can't even say artificial intelligence, but like robotic manufactured consciousnesses and theories behind that shit. I didn't even start that thing. I didn't even remember it till now. Go to the tab about in the brain neurons and how those are connected and how many there are on a brain. But we're not going to start that conversation now. At some point, maybe. It was a bit funny that Campbell's not gotten back yet. Maybe he has, and it's quiet. Really funny if he hasn't, though. While I was up in the bathroom, I'd thought of like a fucking bit to pull on the next stream if he doesn't or if he doesn't see this. He didn't get back. But we'll have to see if that actually works. Everyone knows that conversations you have in your head and plan ahead of time always go exactly as you anticipated, and you always remember everything you were gonna say with flawless accuracy. Until then, thank you all for coming. It's a good time. Have me back. Hope to see you all again next time. Take care of yourselves out there. Take care of each other. Thank you again so much for the raid. I really do appreciate it. And, bye-bye, everyone.